Your father, His Majesty, Claude de Algerobelia.
What did you just say?
His Majesty, Claude de Algerobelia.
No way. Why does he have the same name as the emperor from that book? Ugh.
And your name is Princess Athanasia de Algerobelia.
And I have the same full name as the princess from the book.
Princess, you are the Majesty's precious daughter.
Whoa, it's uncanny how identical things are. And how annoying. Is it just me? Why am I getting shivers down my spine? Haha. Let's see, how did that novel go? Lovely Princess is a romance fantasy novel that was a big hit online. Like the title, there are lovely princesses in the book. Among the two princesses of the Obelian Empire, the protagonist is the second princess, Jeanette. The princess is a beautiful lady with an angelic heart. She is beloved not only by her nation, but by the whole continent. And among those who adored Jeanette was her father, Emperor Claude. To his people, he is praised as a hero and a savior of the nation. But in truth, he is a heartless man who killed his elder brother, the proper heir, and sat himself upon the throne. Jeanette was the kind of person who could melt the heart of even a cold-blooded man like him. Claude only learned of Jeanette's existence when she turned 14. Jeanette's mother was Claude's fiancée. After enraging him and losing her place as his bride-to-be, she died while giving birth to Jeanette. Jeanette's aunt tried to protect her niece from Claude by hiding her away in the care of the Alpheus family. After realizing her existence, Claude was cold towards Jeanette at first. However, Princess Jeanette, being unbelievably lovable due to being the protagonist, eventually melted the cold icy fortress that was Claude. Supported by her father, the king, she was wed to Prince Alpheus, the best man in the empire fit to be a husband, and lived happily ever after. So cheesy. Those bastards. On the other hand, what about the treatment of the first princess? Athanasia was the firstborn princess and the same age as Jeanette. Athanasia's existence was informed to Claude the moment she was born. But he left the child in the palace for concubines. Thanks to that, Athanasia grew up to be a fragile princess, always on edge. The first time she ever saw her father was on her 9th birthday. Led by the lights and the noise of the banquet, Athanasia left the Ruby Palace late that night, where she met Claude in the garden of the Emperor's palace. Of course, Claude turned away and left, uninterested. But to a girl like Athanasia, who had never received any affection, this was quite a fateful encounter. She tried with all her might to be loved by her father, thus growing up into a beauty with both skill and grace. And on the day of Athanasia's debutante, when she turned 14, her dream was shattered into pieces. Athanasia, with her gloomy and foggy disposition, and Jeanette, bright and cheery as the sun. Perhaps it was inevitable that everyone loved Jeanette more than Athanasia. Athanasia was a really nice girl too. It's just that Jeanette was supposed to be the best girl in the book. Instead of being jealous of Jeanette, she taught her the ways of the palace. Ah, you dummy. You should have looked out for yourself. But Athanasia, she lost the very thing she ever wanted to Jeanette, her father's love. Well, I suppose you can't lose what you never had. On top of everything, this poor princess was killed by her own father, accused of putting poison in Jeanette's glass. She was framed, of course. Jeanette's aunt was behind it all. An elaborate scheme to make her niece the first heir to the throne, which was unnecessary, since Claude didn't give Athanasia a single thought for the seat in the first place. On the contrary, if Athanasi knew it was poisoned, she would have gladly drunk that glass herself to save Jeanette. Because if something bad had happened to Jeanette, it would have gravely saddened Claude. As you can see, Athanasi was a poor, foolish princess. Jeanette's aunt must have simply intended to remove her from inheriting the throne, or to have her confined. But Claude cannot be underestimated. He killed Athanasi even before she was found guilty. It was her 18th birthday. Exactly 9 years after the day she met him for the first time in the garden. Eventually, the truth was revealed. But Claude never felt an ounce of guilt or regret for killing his first daughter. Jeanette suffered from guilt, until she was comforted in her fiancé's arms, and put the ordeal behind her. And the story ends with a happily ever after. Oh, pisses me off again just thinking about it. I just don't get why Athanasi had to die such a meaningless death. Well, it's not like I really liked Athanasi, but she's better than Claude and Jeanette, though. I could care less what happens to other people in this world, as long as I'm happy. But I just can't stand, why, you ask? Because it seems I've become that very Athanasi. That's why.
Princess, what's wrong?
If you liked our video, don't forget to hit that like button, share it with your friends, and subscribe for more.